Hey everyone, and welcome to The Old-Fashioned Friendship, where two long-term buddies get together, sip on bourbon, and relive the wild, hilarious, and sometimes outright ridiculous stories from our 20 years of friendship.
We're here to share the laughs, the memories, and the chaos from the good old days, whether it be from our small beginnings in a smoke-filled tent, a random adventure, or just an everyday moment that somehow turned into a legendary tale. I'm Bobby.
And I'm Brandon. Together, we're uncorking a bottle in every episode, from the boldest of bourbons to the most intriguing whiskeys, and everything in between.
We'll share our unfiltered reviews, debate our favorites, and trust us, we got some stories that might surprise you. So let's get into it.
This is The Old-Fashioned Friendship. Yeah, it's on. So,
Okay. So as you know, I think that, I honestly think my biggest help to growing anything, whether it be Melanie's thing going on or this, I think I'll be able to help through Instagram and TikTok and the media side of it. As far as like that, right? So I decided that I was going to go ahead and make them.
yeah.
I asked you about it, but
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't mind the email,
Right.
which I can't remember what it is, but I think it's the old-fashioned friendship.
Yeah, good job. Now we can't use this ever.
Why?
Well, because you're giving away our email.
That was the email to give away. If we want one for just us to do like business stuff,
I
think that would be it.
Like a back
Yeah,
door.
this would be like if they want to communicate or if another way to reach us. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to make it as easy as possible.
I say.
If T off is, I would have heard that one. So
Tee off.
if T off is legitimately something we want to do as the old fashioned, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then that's the one that we'll give to distilleries or whatever, and we check that one more regularly. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll check the other one every couple days. We'll check that one regularly.
Yeah.
We'll tag it or whatever so we get the notifications.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean that part's easy.
So Instagram, I just want you to know I made Instagram when?
I have no idea.
Probably around 2 o'clock today. Just so you know, we have. Let's see this. We have 3 followers already.
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah. So it's your wife.
and me.
Yep. Adam.
No, Brandon Hill or Holly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he saw it on there and he said so. What it says about us, right? So Old Fashioned Friendship podcast. 2 bearded buddies hanging out, having drinks, join in on this old fashioned friendship, stories from Brandon and Bobby, and trying new whiskeys.
All right, gotcha.
I was going to write a little more, but apparently you're only allowed 152 characters.
Okay.
So I took that. We have one post. It's that one. Because I figured if we kept it or if we didn't keep it, it was there.
Yeah.
And then the TikTok. I don't know. This is Old Fashioned Friendship. 2 buddies drinking whiskeys and telling stories. Reviewing whiskeys. You know what I mean? That one has 23 followers. People I have no idea who they are. Like I know him. He's a friend. Coco's a friend of mine. He's in a motorcycle club in Newport News. Blair. These are some people I work with. Some people, no idea. Kirsty, Stephanie, which is sad. I saw that one today. It made me a little sad.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. If it was just, this might have been mine.
Okay.
Because I added it to it. I might have just replaced mine.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened. But that's what it is now.
Okay.
So we got an email, we got a TikTok, and we have an Instagram. I don't know what our Instagram handle is.
Okay. I mean, we'll figure that part out. So you've got the social media side.
It is old.fashioned.friends.
Gotcha.
And that's how they would search us.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you've got the social media side.
Yeah.
Down pat, which is fine for me because I thoroughly try to avoid social media whenever I can. Even for like my other business,
Yeah.
Like if you look at my social media, it's mostly posts like just about where our next craft show is.
Yeah. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's to be away from it, but it's something I know I can do during the workday that no one really knows what I'm doing.
Yeah, fair
I can
enough.
hop on and post something. You know what I mean? I can go on and interact a little bit.
Yeah.
And even if I hate to say it, sitting on the toilet for 5 minutes,
Oh, yeah.
pop it open. And answer some questions.
You guys should all know that if you are getting a response from Old Fashioned Friendship, there is a 9 out of 10 chance that response is coming from the shitter directly.
I think that brings them into the friendship better.
If we take a shit on them.
With them.
With them.
Because they're going to be listening to this.
Please listen to us while you shit. It'll be really shitty for all of us.
9 out of 10 doctors recommend listening to this podcast while you're taking a shit.
Yeah. Not the whole thing, only about 2 minutes, because then your legs go numb, and then you're stuck there for the whole podcast, and you got to get somebody to pick you up off the can. Nobody wants to deal with that. You did the shake. Why are you doing the shake?
I don't know, man. Something just hit my spine with this, and this is the Uncle Nearest. What was it? Single barrel or small batch?
Small batch. Yep.
Small batch. There's a couple different versions. There's Nearest Green, which I think is the base version.
Okay.
That is on the special aisle at the liquor store.
Okay.
There is a black label one.
Okay.
That one is I think that's a single barrel because it has barrel markings on it and which one it came out of. I'm not 100%. And then there's a special one that is a black label. Looks very similar to the other one that's always at the store.
I gotcha.
But I figured a small batch would be maybe the Nearest Green's a little less hot.
Okay.
So I wanted to try this one because I figured this would give me the best profile if it is a small batch.
Yeah, I mean
this is them mixing 4 or 5, hundreds of their barrels, but you know what I mean. This is mixing a smaller batch together to try this.
I mean, it's chilled out since we've had it opened. Like that first hit on it, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I like Uncle Nearest enough to buy a bottle. And it's sad because like the whole story behind Nearest makes me want to support the company, and I just want to be like, maybe make a less spicy bourbon.
Well, and that's where they even have an Uncle Nearest rye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which a lot of people think rye spicy. I think that's what the one that's supposed to be. If you want it hotter, you get rye in it. Mm-hmm. I, for some reason, feel like the ryes are sweeter.
Gotcha.
I don't know why.
So, I mean, the couple of ryes that you have had me try, I haven't liked, but the rye that I got for you for Christmas, I actually liked that.
I wish I could remember which one that was.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bottle because we opened my bottle, so.
Oh, it is Burnham or whatever?
Yeah, something like that.
7-year.
Yep.
Was that a rye?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the whole reason I bought it is because it was a rye, and I was like, I don't think I've heard you talk about it, and it's a rye, and I know you like rye, so I was like, well, let me
that
get
bottle was absolutely delicious.
It was. It really was.
That was so good. And then they came out with I think a single barrel. A little bit later, it was a lot more in price. It was like double the price.
Right. Which it's not an expensive bourbon, but it's not a cheap bourbon.
Yeah. So when you double the price of a $30 or $40 bottle,
yeah,
you're at $60 or $80. It's hard to try that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
The only $70 bottle I've been happy that I tried was the Soft Red Wheat by Holiday.
Yeah.
And that one is. I know we tried it when we did the blind box.
No, it wasn't the Soft Red Wheat that we tried. It was the other one that we got.
I thought we did it, but it was a bottle and bond or something, or a single barrel. It was super hot. It was
definitely a different bottle.
At 90, it's smooth. It's good. It's nice. It's good.
And for any of you who are wondering like what our baseline is, if you are a bourbon fan, even if you're not, get yourself a bottle of Buffalo Trace, because that is like. And I think a lot of whiskey, bourbon drinkers can agree. Like, it's just kind of got a flavor that not many people can argue with. And I'm sure there's going to be people who are like, "Oh, everybody loves Buffalo Trace. It's so overrated.
It's a fanboy whiskey. It really is.
It's so overrated. It's so this." And I'm like, it's not overrated because overrated would be buying that bottle for $50, right? I would not spend $50 on that bottle.
Damn good $29 bottle.
Yeah, at $30 a bottle, it's a really amazing bourbon, and it is just drinkable. Like,
well, and I hate to say it, we might be biased to that at this point,
right?
Because the nights that we've had with the bottle of Buffalo, I mean, you think about back in the day when we were drinking Virginia, was it? Virgin?
Oh yeah, Virgin 101.
Virgin 101, which they still carry locally.
They do. Yeah.
When we had those on those nights, we were drinking it, remembering the 3 Saturdays ago we did this, whatever. We've now had Buffalo with us at your wedding.
Yep.
the bachelor party, that whole experience there. When you take a sip of Buffalo Trace and it takes you back to a time where you were having a lot of fun. You know what I mean? It's hard to get away from something like that.
Yeah.
Go drink some Jack Daniels. You're going to remember puking in a toilet.
Absolutely a fact.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we've all overdone it on Jack Daniels, and I think that's what people hit is they hit it and they go, this reminds me of the bad mixes I was getting at bars. And Jack Daniels shouldn't have a bad name.
Yeah.
There's a reason they have a whole aisle.
Yeah, I mean, it is a known quantity. It's known.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where you go, no matter what it is, Jack is going to be Jack is going to be Jack. And I know they're coming out with other things, and that's exciting, good for them. But for me, like that Jack Black bottle, it's
just the old school.
It's yeah. I mean, you know, it's never going to be my go-to. It's now, and it used to be. I mean, I've got a 3-liter bottle on a tipper.
Yeah. That used to be. That would come out every poker night.
Yeah.
Every.
So and now I recognize it for even what it was back then. It was good for mixing. Like we weren't taking shots. We weren't doing anything like that. We were putting Jack and Coke, Jack and Dr Pepper.
Yeah.
And it is good. It is a good party.
Yeah.
Drink. And that, you know, that sometimes that's what you have. You have a party drink, and you know it's cheap compared to everything else.
Yeah.
I just think, and this is just like a note to all of you people, because I think what Bob hit on here is actually like really important. Get your drinking done on the cheap shit while you're young.
Yeah.
A, you recover faster, and then B, you won't have ruined good alcohol for you once you're old.
Yeah. One of the things I found out about Buffalo, or people into the bourbon world now, or people that are fresh getting into it, you come in through 2 or 3 different ways, right? Basil Haven's one that people grab because the bottle looks cool and it's there.
Yep.
Now, if we would have started with Basil Haven, getting back into whiskey and caring about bourbons and stuff like that, Basil Haven's not bad. But I don't think I've owned a bottle of Basil Haven ever.
No, I have not. I don't have a bottle of Basil Haven.
So, and there's a group of us that come through Buffalo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying there isn't other ones, but I know Basil Haven's one that has people started on Basil Haven's. They go to Angel Envy. They go to Heaven Hill. They start kind of progressing that way. Where you go into Buffalo, then you hear about Eagle Rare. You hear about Blanton's. You start looking for it. You find maybe one bottle every once in a while. And then you start getting into the other worlds that way. And I think it's a very vanilla forward flavor.
Okay. Yep.
And I like that. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good thing I started with Buffalo. Actually, I started with Sazerac. I started with Sazerac Rye because my boss bought it for me.
Yeah. I do, because I backed out of it the last time when I saw it. I was going to buy a bottle, and then I was like, I had just gotten done, because it was like bachelor party time frame setup. And so we had just bought like 6 bottles of Buffalo Trace, or 8, or however many.
We had a case and some
because we had a ton of Buffalo. And you know, I saw that virgin bourbon, and I was like, I should get a bottle. And then I talked myself out of it, mostly because, like, you know what, I have a bunch of good bourbon at home. Do I need to spend $20 on this bottle? And now I wish I had it, because I want to go back and taste it again, because I distinctly remember enjoying that more than Jack Daniels.
I remember you selling us on it, and whenever you mix it with enough Coke, I couldn't tell the difference.
Drinking Coke. Got it. Understood. Yeah. No,
not
definitely.
that Coke.
Yeah.
When we mixed it with Coke.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola. Cola.
Cane. Not cane.
Not cane.
Not cane cola.
When we mixed it with Coca-Cola, I remember it not tasting that much different, and you loved it. So I was like, that's cool. Brandon's got that. That's what we're drinking.
Well, the reason I liked it the most was that it was 101 proof.
Okay.
And it was
maybe that's why.
Cheaper than Jack Daniels.
What is Jack Daniels proof at? Is it like a 90? It's got to be a 90.
Yeah, I mean, here comes the phones, y'all. So it might be quiet for a second. I actually...
No, I'll keep talking.
I get pretty good at trying to fill in the space, but now I'm trying to fill in the space. I'm trying to think about what I want to talk. So, JD proof.
That's an 80.
It isn't. Wait, what?
Oh, wait, hang on. Jack Daniels Old Number 7 Tennessee whiskey is an 80 proof, 40% by alcohol volume.
Yeah.
Alcohol by volume.
Yeah, so for the price, Virgin was...
It was a harder hit for the price.
It was better that way. For reference point, the Virgin Bourbon bottle looks near the same.
Yeah, if you were...
They're clearly trying to hide that they're not Jack Daniels. What they're counting on is the guy who's already had some Jack Daniels going into the ABC store and being like, I need Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
This is Jack Daniels.
As far as I remember, it is a square bottle.
Square bottle.
It's old school design on the front.
White and black label.
Yeah. I think it even says a number on it.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Oh, it says number 101?
Number 101.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's definitely going after its demographic very well.
Yeah, it's just fine. I mean, and honestly, like, we were 22 to 25 at that time.
We can be honest. We were probably like 20 to...
No, because I was buying it. I was
really?
actually buying it. So, I mean, yeah, no, it would have been like 22 to 25 because, see, that's what he's missing is after we turned 21, we had to start paying for our own liquor.
Yeah.
So we had to start being budget conscious.
Because before we would just live off of gin that my dad would give us.
Oh, budget conscious. You remember Two Fingers Tequila?
Oh. That's right. I told you about the other night I partied over at Chris's house at, like, last year sometime.
Yeah.
And he broke out an El Loco tequila.
Yeah.
The top of it is a sombrero.
Yeah.
You twist the sombrero off and you pour the tequila out of it. It is petrol. It is gasoline.
It's just straight gas.
It is straight gasoline. And I was so slammed. Every time I did it, we would take a shot, we would gag, we'd laugh about it, and then take another shot.
That's not okay.
Yeah, no.
That's not okay.
I was like, we were pushing luck here.
No. I can't do tequila no more. No mas.
No mas.
Yeah.
Now, I do have some Espinol, I think is what it's called. Espinol, whatever.
Okay.
It's the cool one. It's got little
We'll just
skulls.
take that right out of there.
No, you can leave it in there because I have no idea what the hell it's called. But it's aged in bourbon barrel. It's got a good color to it. Their tequila tastes like it's very floral forward.
Okay.
So if you can hold it for a minute and not just shoot it.
Yeah.
If you're drinking it, Casamiga is okay. This stuff is good. So you get the añejo on it, or you get the bourbon aged one. It's got to be good.
I've never been able to do more than just shoot tequila.
And I understand that when I was shooting Tarantula.
No, because like I used to shoot 1800.
1800 was good. 1800 silver is still great.
Yeah, but I'm not going to just like sit. Right now, I've got a bottle or a glass.
And I will
with
never say
it
it to her face because I love Meredith too. She's awesome.
Yeah.
But that coconut 1800 is horrible.
Oh my God, it's so
now,
bad.
I will go shot to shot with her because she's drinking. She's in. And I'm already buzzed at that point if she's drinking.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy to go shot for shot with her. And this is my biggest problem. And I point it out to her all the time. She's like, I can handle all my liquor, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're drinking 40.
40
I'm drinking 80.
Yeah.
So take 2 shots and then we'll be square.
Yeah.
Because I saw her on our wedding night. I know she can't handle her liquor.
That's right. I've had a couple nights where Melanie. Oh, we're getting into stories.
Yeah. Yep.
There were a couple nights I had to. Melanie came home from the bar not too long ago.
Yeah.
We went out for work, and we looked around the bar around 12 o'clock, and the only people in the bar were us.
Nice.
Because we were so drunk and rowdy, we pissed all the regulars off. They left. But that's how you're going to shut down a bar. So what did? We called more people, told them where we were, and got more people to the bar.
There you go.
Yeah, but Melanie probably had 8 drinks. I counted me 9 old fashions. One was a double while we were there. And we came in. I'm stumbling in. Melanie she's hugging the porcelain can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's hunched over.
Praying to the porcelain gods.
There you go.
There you go.
And, yeah, I was feeling it, so I know she was feeling bad, and I don't know if it was the sugar. She kept changing colors in drinks, and I was like, if you're going to change liquors, don't change the color.
Yeah, because you only want to throw out one color.
Yeah, one color and not red. You just want it to be blue
What
or
if
green.
you could get the colors to like stack in your stomach so you knew how much you
how much you left? You're like, oh, back to pink.
Yep.
It's coming up, but I feel orange juice.
One of the colors can't be red.
Is that my dog barking?
Yeah, that was a dog barking.
I didn't know if it was a dog barking. My wife said, whoo.
Maybe it was, you know what, we'll go with that. Woo, orange.
Yeah, woo, orange juice.
Right. No, that's terrible. It's absolutely horrible. No, I mean, that's like the thing. Mary she'll talk shit about her drink and then Like, ugh, it tastes terrible.
Yeah, but
I
would be like, it's good. That night I drank it with her, we were playing that ring game.
Yep.
I was like, by the fourth one, I was like, this is not good.
The three of us, between me, you, and her, we killed a bottle of that 1800 coconut, and I had regrets. And it's not I had regrets because I was so drunk. I had regrets because, like, every time I burped, it was 1800 coconut. And it's just not good.
I think we should maybe get a bottle of 1800. It wouldn't hurt my feelings to have it on the shelf.
I mean, I'm fine
And
with
maybe
you
try
drinking
it.
1800.
But just try a little bit. You know what I mean? See what it does.
Yeah, I don't need to. I know what it tastes like. It tastes like regret, anger, and shame. But, I mean, if that's something you want, we can definitely get a bottle of 1800.
Because I'm telling you, this
and
stuff
I'll
I
watch
got
you
in
drink
there
it.
right now, dude, I'm telling you, if you drink it, it is floral. It's good. It's the only tequila
Yeah.
I can drink on ice.
I gotcha.
Just straight.
Yeah, you've had me try it before.
Have I?
Yeah,
hated
you've
it.
tried talking
hated
me
it.
into it again.
All right, so maybe that's the day we bring on Meredith,
Yeah,
and we'll let her try it, and
Yeah.
maybe she'll be able to
Yeah,
give us a better review of it.
yeah. Then, because well, it's the drink of her people.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It's from Mexico. She's from Mexico.
Yep.
Which is good. Which is why I only give my wife vodka.
Yeah, but you drink bourbon, and you're also Polish.
Yeah, but see, I'm dumb enough to keep drinking the bourbon.
There you go. Yeah,
I'm not Polish. I'm like Pole-ish.
Yeah. Speaking of being Polish, yesterday, Polish Fest, great
What?
time.
Where the fuck is that at?
It was in Chesapeake. Do you not follow me on the socials?
You don't use your socials.
Except when I'm doing a craft show.
You were at
I
a craft
posted.
show?
Yeah, yes.
I didn't know we had a craft show.
Sunday, Polish craft show.
You know how much Melanie would love to make stuff and go to that craft show? Do you have to have a license?
No. The organizer is if y'all want a booth, let me know.
Yeah, because she would be like,
She
I
thinks-
bet your dupa.
she thinks we're awesome.
You bet your dupa.
Wait.
What?
It depends. I'd have to see what she's actually making because there's already
People there doing
she
things.
had, this year she had 2 people who were making bottles.
Okay.
But yeah, see, you bet your dupa.
Yeah. Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere
Yeah.
you look. I will say the funniest thing.
She makes the cutest pierogi ornaments
Okay.
for Christmas. Did you not get one?
No, I
Are
didn't.
you sure
get a
you don't have
pierogi.
one?
Yeah, I am. But I do have pierogies in my freezer, so
Okay.
that's all that matters.
Pierogies?
Pierogies.
Pierogies.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Whatever you want to say. So, we went there. We got everything unpacked. This is amazing because it really is where I want to be in 60 years, right? So
Here?
we
In my
we go
basement?
there. We get unpacked, and then they tell us we can't park where we were unloading. We need to take it to the parking lot. So we go to the parking lot. Me and Nate got stuck behind this old dude, like really old dude, like in his 90s, old dude, and he's like all the way hunched over, and he's like walking slow, and me and Nate were kind of like, well, you grab one arm, I'll grab the other, and we'll carry him, right? But then he walks up to this woman, and he like walks right past her, and she's like, did you park the car? And he says, yes. And she's like, well, I would have parked it. He's like, well, you fucking didn't, I did it. So, and just kept walking past his wife, and I'm like, yep. There you go.
One day
Yeah.
she says something smart in the parking lot.
Like, I hope at 90 I can still talk that way to my wife and have it come across as I love you. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I don't think love can. Without love, you could say that.
Exactly.
You can't say that without love.
But we did pretty well at the craft show. It's I mean, it was the worst show we've ever done there, but it was the best show we've done all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like, it's an effect of when people aren't sure, about jobs and all that kind of stuff. So people start saving money. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to complain. We still managed to make $900.
Yeah.
In not very much time. Now you still have to make the product. You have to drive it out there. You have to set it all up, whatever. But we like making the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a problem. I think the weirdest thing is, we made all those bourbon smokers
Okay.
to try them out. Lots of
I
people-
didn't. I only saw the red one.
Oh, well, I'll
I know we
show you
tested them
pictures.
that night for 4 hours, but
Yeah. So Lots of people looked at them. I had a couple people ask like if we would do like a bulk purchase, what we would charge, and you know, me and Nate kind of decided like $15 because that's what we were charging anyway.
Yeah.
And it's because they wanted mine. They didn't want Nate's. Nate's are these are Nate's. They're just straight rounds. Sit right on top of the glass. You can get them with or without
these
a lid.
Ones?
Yeah.
All right. These are the ones.
These are the ones that I made and that we had tested.
Yeah.
But they liked mine. Well, mine are all hand done. His are made on the CNC, and it does the purpose. It does that. But the difference is, I have to flatten, straighten, square my board, cut it out, sand it, do all of that. Nate flattens, straightens, squares his board, screws it down to the CNC, presses play, and walks away.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they wanted the CNC ones, then I would charge them $10 a piece.
Yeah.
And we'd make a decent amount of money because you would pay $10 to get like
how
six
many,
of
how
them.
many you get out of a board for?
Exactly. But if they wanted the ones that I did, I had no problem sanding them and getting them all done. He wanted like 30 of them, but I was like, it's going to be $15 because like I don't care how many you order. It's my time.
I'm not upcharging for one for the guy to buy one.
Right. So nobody bought smokers, but like 6 different people. So we took these little containers right back here. Those are 1 ounce containers, screw top lids
with just
oak sawdust and cherry sawdust. And it's not sawdust; it's shavings from our jointer. But that we sold like 8 of those to 6 different people. At $5 for a pair, which like if I knew 5-8 years ago when I started the wood shop that I could get $5 per ounce of sawdust
of leftovers.
I promise you, I would have been in a very different business.
That's cool though.
Yeah, no, I mean, and then I think Nate's going to get us kicked out because he called a guy a Polak, and then he kept calling this the Polish chicken.
The hell is it?
That's the eagle on the flag, the Polish flag.
Okay.
Right. And there was a couple of old people, they didn't like it being called the Polish chicken, and there was like younger Polish people who were like, it's a Polish chicken.
Yeah.
So it's like, great, who knows?
Yeah.
For a reference point, it is a laser engraved image of the Polish eagle just on a coaster. But yeah, no, I mean the craft show went pretty well. Actually finished rings.
Yeah.
Yep. Did I show you that?
No, you showed me earlier.
That's the walnut one.
Okay.
Like I actually got a walnut ring done.
Yeah.
Dad finished one of these.
Okay.
And then I actually went all the way through the wood on that trying, because that one's the different style. That one's the one where it's like the band on the inside, the wood on the outside.
Okay.
Not where it's like metal,
made in the middle.
Metal, wood, metal. So I fucked that one up. But Dad got one done, I got one done, Nate got one done. His actually looks pretty good. So that is 3 in 2 days that we've gotten done. So we went from 0 in 4 days to 3 in 7 days.
Yeah.
So, and I'm hey, we're getting there. You gotta start somewhere.
Oh, nice. That does look good.
Yeah, it's like hard to tell, but that's one of the ones where it was 3 pieces of wood glued together.
Yeah.
So it's got that stripe in the middle. It's pretty cool.
That's dope.
Yep. So it'll be fun. We actually have a few people that we talked to who were like, "Yeah, I want one of those."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like they saw mine.
Yeah.
I told one guy, I was like, "This is actually from a bourbon barrel." He's like, "Fuck yeah." I'm like, "I know, right? I'm smart."
That's why I think we should definitely use this to do that. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can
Just buy them from you.
Yeah, one doesn't have to feed the other, but it's synergy is always a good thing.
If you can, I think this is more of a passion thing.
Yeah.
This is definitely something, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like we've been talking for 40 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, so like for me, this is a hobby passion.
Yeah.
This should hopefully only ever be like an entertainment.
Yeah.
Now that said, you blow up, and you've already started getting your wife all the stuff to make shirts and cups and all that. So great. She can be our merchandiser at the end of the day. I've really great, awesome.
Yeah.
We'll laser engrave some OFF tee off on some bourbon smokers and send them out. That'd be cool.
I just want to go tour a brewery or a distillery, and honestly, a brewery.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm cool with that too.
See, and so this is the part like that's going to be interesting is like to do that the resources that we're going to need, and we're just going to have to figure it out on the way. Because like, do you want to be able to walk around touring the brewery?
What do you mean?
Like, do you want to be having this conversation while we're walking? Do we want to be like?
I'm fine if we go do it and come back and talk about it.
Right.
It doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be. And we talked about it. If we get to enough numbers and we decide to add a camera, we add a camera.
Yeah.
If we don't, we don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true, but I picture this just off of what I saw today, and I told 2 people about it. Mm-hmm. 2.
Yep.
And they both seemed like that was the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they are supportive, and one of them was a complete stranger. You know what I mean? But instantly it was, what's the Instagram? I want to follow you guys. I want to get on that. You know what I mean? Where's the TikTok? Show me. Yeah, I think as long as there's value to it, they'll listen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I would listen to someone talk. There's value to it. Now I know we spent 40 minutes talking about 5 different stories, and that wasn't long at all. You know,
we actually spent about 15 of that just talking about bourbons.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to be able to talk about something and then move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be able to do exactly what we did tonight, and I think that would be a good recording.
And if we hit the end, if we're like, dude, I don't even know what else to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
Which is going to happen. It's going to happen from time to time. Then, we go from there.
That's where I think the dead spots will be easier.
How do you mean?
Because we'll have a bourbon that night, or we're doing a run of the same brand. We'll be able to just dive into them a little deeper. This is this, and they have this, and they have this. You know what I mean? And then bring it back, and then I think we'd fill an hour pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean it shouldn't be difficult.
Yeah.
To fill an hour. Because we both work full-time jobs. We have things that happen to us every day. Always going to be adding something.
Yeah.
And then we have stories to pull back from. You were talking about you talked to a couple of people today. They were about it.
Yeah.
What I thought was funny is last night I was playing my MMO.
Yeah.
And I did the streaming thing for a little while, and so when I sign on to there and I'm actually playing, people PM me. They're like, "Oh, hey, how have you been? I haven't seen you on for a while. Is everything great? Whatever." Yeah. Right? There's a title in the game called People Know Me, and the joke is that I've left the majority of my characters on People Know Me as the title.
Okay.
And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, people do know him."
Yeah.
But last night, someone that I used to semi co-stream with.
Yeah.
We were never on the same stream, but we would raid each other. We would hang out in each other's stream if the other one wasn't streaming, just to be helpful. It's hey, you've got a troll. I'll take care.
Yeah.
I'll moderate. I've got this. You do that. You pay attention to your thing.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of an unspoken agreement. We did it. Never really argued about who was going to do what.
Yeah.
But they were on last night, and I haven't talked to them in probably 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, what's going on? How you doing?" We went through the whole rigmarole of the first time you talk to somebody in 6 months. And I was like, they asked if I was going to get back into streaming, and I said, I don't think I am, because I struggle with having the schedule that's required to be a streamer. For those of you who don't know, if you want to be a streamer, and you actually want to do anything with it, like, you really need to set a schedule. You need to keep that schedule. I work retail, so my schedule's not always the same. And sometimes you have a rough day at work, you don't want to get on, but you let that happen too many times, and you will lose followers.
Yeah.
People will stop tuning in. And it just wasn't... It stopped being fun, right? Like, for this, if we're 2 weeks ahead and we had a rough Thursday,
Yeah.
you know, like, hey, do you want to do a double next Thursday, or do you want to try to get together on Friday night and we'll knock one out? You know, be a day behind or a day ahead or whatever.
I also think it's different if I had a bad day and I want to sit down and talk with you and have a glass of whiskey is going to be easier to do than turn it on and try to be happy and positive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And there's always that side of thing. Like, if you're a streamer, you can't just be a negative streamer.
Yeah, and you don't just want to sit there saying nothing. You don't want to. You
there are
interact.
people who get away with that. Like, that's their whole atmosphere, but that's not who I am. So if I signed on to do a stream, and I just played the game and I didn't really engage with my audience, everyone would know something's not right.
Yeah. Then you're explaining yourself the next week.
Absolutely. Or in your next stream, you're apologizing for your last stream. Like, hey, sorry guys, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're like, hey, you gonna get back in? I said, probably not. But me and my buddy are thinking about starting a podcast. We we've been buddies for almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
And we go back, to a lot of stupid decisions, and then all the way into, like, life-changing events and things like that. I mean, like, I knew you before you knew your wife. You knew me before I was dating my wife.
It's almost the same story. I met her when I was 15, but we just didn't hang out. And then
that's fair, yeah, because you guys came from
I feel
church as well.
We could talk on our friendship for a little bit. I feel like our friendship aligned at the perfect time. And I feel like we've gone in and out. And I joke with people all the time, or Melanie will go, oh no, we're going to have a Brandon episode where we were on a video game together. We were talking to each other. We're doing shit together. It happens where every once in a while we'll stop. It's not like we're not even texting each other. No, the problem is we live 4 doors down from each other now at this point. So I just kept moving closer and closer until I got to your street. So, but I love it because I think we both have ADHD. Yeah. And I think we both forget to do things that we don't see.
Right. Absolutely.
So if I look down the road and I see your car, I might send a text that I would have never, not against you, I just would have never remembered to send that text.
Well, it's like even when you lived right around the corner, and I would sometimes drive past your house on the way home, I don't text and drive.
Yeah.
So
by the time you get home, something's happening in the yard.
Yeah, exactly. By the time I get home, I've already forgotten that I drove past your house because I'm back to listening to whatever YouTube video I was listening to while I'm driving in. For reference, I turn the screen off. I have YouTube Premium. I don't watch the YouTube videos. I listen to things like Simon Whistler, just something to fill the space because unless it's old music, I don't listen to it anymore. But yeah, I agree 100%. At the worst, I see your house. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Yeah. And that has been
20 years. Oh yeah, it's a perfectly aligned friendship out of a complete random hangout.
And what's funny about that?
And I was even thinking, I was like, you know what we should do? We should get Billy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
He can be so butthurt that he lost his 2 friends to each other.
Yeah.
So he's so upset about it, in fact, that he moved to a different state so that he didn't have to see our joy and happiness.
Yeah.
But like when you talk about like the alignment, it's funny because like even the times when we fell out, we almost fell out for the same reasons.
Women.
Yeah, exactly. like Nikki came into your life, and Trick came into mine.
Them that shall not be named.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely we had some.
But those were people who actually like they tried to change who we were, and obviously we're not with those people anymore.
It's crazy how I think we've been pretty truthful and honest as friends. You know what I mean? Secrets we'll die with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
And for reference, we will die with them. They will never be talked about on this
Never.
podcast.
So secrets will die with, but when we get with the right person, and I got with Melanie, you got with Meredith, I don't think they've ever tried to stop us.
No.
They never. And even if it's dumb, we're sitting downstairs at 11 o'clock at night testing a microphone and recording damn near a whole hour-long episode.
Yep.
And they're cool with it.
Yeah.
They know what's up. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. To the point where in our little break pause, when his wife came down and was talking to us for a few minutes, and then she went up and she's like, I'm going to get in my pajamas, I'm done. And I was like, well, send some bourbon down.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, you want bourbon? Like, what do you want? I'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of support that we actually get.
I have so much bourbon, we had to go look at it.
Yeah, we did.
Because I don't remember everything.
But that is the kind of support that we have when we decide we want to do something, and it's either that they know that we're going to give up on it at some point, and then that this too shall pass.
Yeah, that's what they're hoping. I'm hoping complete opposite, but yes,
right.
yeah, that's what they're hoping.
Or it's true blue support, but either way, they're along for the ride, which is pretty cool. We did end up with
and almost encouraging. Melanie will be like, "Have you heard from Brandon lately?" Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If it's been a week or two and I haven't said, "Oh, Brandon's doing this," or I'm talking to Brandon, or who you texting Brandon, we're on games with you, speaking on the mic, and she's like, "Hey, I haven't heard about Brandon lately." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right," and that's a helpful reminder.
Right. Mare doesn't do that, but that's because she's just as ADD as we are.
Yeah. Well, you think Melanie's not? It's just because she watches your dad's house out of our back window.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she'll Jeffries.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She knows everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she too, and the kids are tied into to your family. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The kids with Jen, and she talks to Jen, and she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, where's your buddy?
Right.
you need something to do. I got the girls coming over tonight."
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I've got the other race coming over,
so
you need to hang
leave.
out with that one.
Yeah.
Just head 2 streets down on the or 2 doors down in the compound, and you know where you're at. No, I mean it is what it is. It's fun, it's entertaining, and I think to an extent they're entertained by our level of insanity or dedication, one of the two.
Our dedication is strong.
For the first hour.
No, and that's what I was saying. It's just the topic. How long can we stay on topic?
Right.
I think it's a while. I've been able to hold on to topics longer now. Mm-hmm. When I was younger, a topic would probably be a month. You know what I mean? A month or two. But now, I mean, I've owned 2 golf carts at this point.
You have?
Yeah, and I love golf carting. You know what I mean? So that's been a hobby for...
I don't even know when the last time I saw your golf cart move was.
It moves all the time.
Oh, yeah?
It's back in right now. No, it moves all the time. We just went last week.
Oh, okay.
But it's just my hobbies have video games, definitely bourbon hunting, not even drinking, bourbon hunting.
Hunting.
That's the worst part about bourbon hunting is my kids tell Miss Jen, which is their teacher, that my dad loves the liquor store. My dad loves the ABC store. He always goes when he takes us shopping.
Right.
Because it's not my fault. I don't get to visit the liquor store. But I do when they're at the Lego store.
Right.
Because they're 2 doors down from each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I'm like, hey, if she's walking in, I know I'm about to spend $150 at the Lego store.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm going to go see what bottles they might have in. Sometimes I buy stuff, sometimes I don't. I don't have to buy something. Mm-hmm. But I still like to go see what they have on the shelf.
Unlike the kids at the Lego store, they want to see what they have on the shelf and then bring it home.
They are 90% sure they're walking out with something. I'm maybe 20% sure I'm walking out with something when I go to the liquor store. But that's not what they tell
The
teachers.
difference is... Mel is 125.
% sure that we're all buying something.
Yeah.
And she gets to pick where we stop next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's at 100. The kids are getting Legos.
Yeah.
25. You might get a bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
And then 50-50 for her.
I think mine's a 50-50
Is
for
it?
her. For her, yeah. Because about 50% of the time I walk out and go, oh, they had this.
Yeah.
I had to get the B and Blaine's. You know what I mean?
So where do you go after the Lego store and then the ABC store?
Last time I think it was Michael's.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Michael's is fun.
Getting some craft stuff done.
Maybe a little hoblob if it's not a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Hobby Lobby.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna interrupt the process and then we'll get back to that. I hate going to Hobby Lobby.
You're out of your mind.
I really do. I hate it.
Look at that picture behind you. That's from Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, I hate it with a passion because you see things like, I got to get that.
Yeah.
And that's how they get you. They make you stand in this 4-hour fucking line.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've got one person.
It gives everyone enough time to go back and grab that thing they were thinking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. They've got that one person running the register. And they don't use barcodes.
They have 6 people running lines at that place. And you still won't get out in 3 minutes.
I've never been there with more than 2 people.
You're crazy because I've been there, and I've been there on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Which is, you don't go to Sam's Club on a Saturday, and you don't go to Hobby Lobby on a Saturday.
Right.
You don't go to church on Saturday. Those are the 3.
And
unless you're Catholic.
You don't go to Costco ever. Except I love going to Costco.
Dude, Costco is the worst.
It is.
It could be 11 o'clock on a Monday morning.
And there's 1,000 people in there.
There's nowhere to park.
Yep.
You need a bigger parking lot.
And I love
You need a bigger parking lot and a shuttle with a trunk.
Mm-hmm.
If they had a golf cart running around there, which I know where they can get a deal. I bought 2.
Right.
They should be shuttling people around Costco, bro. That's what they should be doing.
Yeah, like that. And for reference, Costco is pretty good here at checkout. Their checkout's pretty quick.
Oh, pretty quick, yeah. I will give them that.
It's just that you go and it's always 1,000 people.
I think it's because you think about the pool they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is something in my business we worry about because you draw a circle of an hour around you. You pinpoint you put an hour circle around. Most of our hour is in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you have no customers there.
Yep.
Put a pin around Costco and see how close the next Costco is.
Mm-hmm.
How many people are pulled to that Costco? And they go, I go to Tuesday mornings because it's not busy compared to a Saturday. Or I go Wednesday morning because it's not busy compared to a Tuesday morning because everyone, you know what I mean? They're never not busy.
But I do think you're also skipping the most important part of Costco.
They have their own brand of liquor.
I was going to go with the $1.50 hot dog and soda, which I every time I'm surprised I get a soda with it. I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know that I didn't order a soda.
I'm going to blow your fucking mind right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Never had it.
What is wrong with you?
Because Sam's Club is a block away from the house.
Yeah.
And they have $1.50 hot dogs.
Well, yeah, because they're trying to keep up Costco.
They're delicious.
So is Costco's.
I've never had a Picasso. A Picasso.
You just got to go to Costco and you got to do it because it's the thing. And like the legend.
I don't have a membership anymore.
That's fair.
I did. But now we're a Sam's Club family.
Yep.
We tried BJ's. Not what I expected.
Yeah. It's a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different.
A little different.
It's almost like a Sam's Club light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just got to get used to what brands are carried where. Unfortunately, Sam's Club carries brands from Walmart.
Yeah.
Well,
well, you know, because it's Sam Wall.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I don't shop at Sam's Club.
You don't like Walmart?
I go out of my way to not shop at Walmart or Sam's Club.
I wish I could, but
yeah.
We go to Walmart. I don't buy stuff from Walmart anymore.
Right.
If that makes sense.
We did go to Walmart.
We'll buy dumb stuff at Walmart.
Yes.
That's the thing. So that computer chair came from Walmart.
Yeah.
This one came from Amazon.
There you go. I want to say it was like 10 o'clock at night. I came home from work and there was something I wanted to make and I needed an iron.
Yeah.
Right? Well, at 10 o'clock at night.
How many places can you buy an iron?
Where are you going to go to get an iron? Are you going to go to fucking Walmart? Because they're the only ones open.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know what drives the price of an iron. I got the $10 one and it flattened the stuff I needed it to.
Okay.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
Also, remember when irons had like an iron on the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's not an iron. It's like a piece of colored tin on the bottom and there's like heating coils under that. Yeah, it's not heavy anymore. It's like super light. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah, it's super weird.
I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't used an iron in probably a long time.
I got you. Yeah. Cash
converters.
I've used your iron.
We don't even use that for clothes.
Yeah.
That's for crafts.
Yeah. Well, that's what I needed it for.
Yeah, it's a craft iron. That's why it's sticky and glittery.
It wasn't sticky and glittery. But anyway.
It is now.
Yeah, I needed an iron, so we went to Walmart.
Looks like a Hobby Lobby race car.
I love that.
It's got glue stick shit on it.
It's a stick shift. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's stick shift iron. That's how old school it is.
That's yeah. Yeah, no, so like the legend Costco though. You know that, right?
The Legend of Costco?
Yeah.
No.
So
Other
like
than it being a big store in Norfolk.
what kind of made it in recent history is CEO change.
Okay.
And the first task that the old CEO gave to the new CEO
Just raise the damn hot dog prices.
no,
Okay.
it was
Keep the hot
turn them profitable,
Oh, okay.
right?
Oh,
And he said, I'm going to raise the price.
yeah.
And he said, you can't raise the price. That's the rule. You
Yeah.
can't raise the price. You can't change the quality. But you have to keep the hot dog,
Yeah.
right? Like, that was his task.
Yeah.
They literally went out and bought a hot dog factory.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that they control the supply chain. They control everything about it.
Why are they not selling packs of hot dogs
They do.
in their
They do.
house? You can buy Costco 8 packs of
Yep.
sausages.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
But that was like, that is what made Costco kind of like blow up recently in the last couple of years when everything was going up in price.
Hot dogs stayed the same.
And their rule was like, you can't lose money on it.
Yeah.
It can't change price. Fix it.
Yeah. I was reading something the other day that said you can tell about economic downturn from how much strippers are making. That's dead ass.
It's
100%. Yeah, it's
explain.
That I didn't read it. It was a headline.
Okay.
I read a little bit of it. Okay,
Yeah.
so it basically said that there was a stripper that posted something that said, "I think we're going through a recession because her tips were bad."
It's fair.
And that's all I really read into it.
That's
But
fair.
Apparently, yeah, it happened in 09 or 08.
Is this like the death of OnlyFans?
Huh?
Is this like the death
No,
of
I think
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans is probably never going anywhere.
I gotcha. I want to start reverse OnlyFans.
Where they have to pay us to watch them?
No, where I'm going to send you a naked pic every day.
Until you pay
And
me.
you don't send me $1 to not send that picture.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of sausages in your mailbox if you don't start sending me some money.
Reverse OnlyFans. You pay me to keep my clothes on. We could do reverse stripping, but it's, the smaller market that way.
Yeah.
You can text so many people.
Yeah, but you got to walk on stage
Yeah.
butt naked in front of a bunch of people. In the
You want me to put these back on?
Yeah, give me some money.
Give me money.
Let's see them dollars fly.
So I really think reverse OnlyFans is a lot better than reverse stripping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have you found out about Lost?
What do you mean?
Anything? Have you figured out like the story or anything?
No, nothing really at all.
Okay.
Nothing
You
at all.
you never sent me the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Oh, I should send you that.
Yeah. I just want to check it out, see what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the only thing I know is that I found the owner's phone number on a Reddit post, and I texted
Did you tell him where you found it?
Yeah, I did.
He was completely cool with
He
it.
was totally cool. He was actually like past cool. He was stoked about it.
Yeah.
He was like, "It's so cool that like somebody would text me." So I was like, "Hey, we just tried your bourbon. Thought it was awesome."
Yeah. We found
I
it.
just wanted to
Hey,
share that
I
with
turned
you.
down Buffalo Trace
Right.
for your bottle.
Yep.
And I wanted to tell you it was great.
Yep.
Because it was good.
It was.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the things about Lost too that kind of struck with us, that story, right?
Yeah.
So we both thought story was maybe a Rick house, what story it was in, or kind of where it was kept.
Yeah.
But it turns out that's not it.
Nope.
It is the story of the band. It's that story, that time
Yep.
that you're remembering.
Yep.
And I don't know if you remember this, but our catchphrase for a long time was, "We're just making stories.
Oh, absolutely.
We're just making stories to talk about in 10 years.
Yeah.
We're just making stories to talk about in 20 years."
We're pre-inventing our podcast.
We're pre-event.
Yeah,
we
that's what we've
needed
been
something to talk about in 2025, so we had to do it in 2010.
Yeah. 2008.
2008. I forgot how to say
Yeah,
2008 without
2000.
saying 2008.
Actually, I think it was like 2006.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was because mom died in 2004.
Okay.
And it was like 2 years later that like
Billy introduced us.
got the job working for Vet Transport,
Okay.
which is where he met your mom.
And then told me I needed to hang out with Billy
Yeah,
because me and Billy would get along.
yeah,
And then we all worked at a pawn shop together.
yeah. It was fun. It was
And
good times.
then Now we're watching each other get old.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Greg's married.
Yeah, he is married.
Yeah.
Yep.
Greg's. I was there. I went with
Yep.
you.
Yep.
I say it just in case you forgot. Like, legitly, I didn't know till the day before, I think, that I was going.
Yep.
But we all went, and he got married.
Well, and you only went because I made you go.
Not just because you made me go. I wanted to be there for him. I felt bad about being there, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I did. I think it's important to be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basil's awesome.
Yeah, no,
Basil's great.
They're an amazing
Yeah.
human being. They can put up with Greg, which is a plus
Unheard of.
in
Yeah.
in and of itself.
Yeah.
And just the way they we have not spent a whole lot of time with Basil, but Basil was there a lot for my wedding stuff and just
Yeah.
where do you need me?
Yeah.
Direct me, tell me what to do. How can I be helpful?
Helping us the whole time, dude.
Which was
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Which was me, you, Brandon, and Ryan, or me, you, Greg, and Ryan.
Yep.
4 horsemen riding again.
Yeah, yeah.
There's always been people coming, man. Daniel was around
Yep.
for a while.
He's in Iraq
Jack-
right now.
The hell's he doing in Iraq?
He's in the army.
The fuck is going
Yeah,
on?
fun fact: we pulled out of Iraq, but we still have army over there. So
Seriously?
yeah, who understands?
Didn't he have like 5 kids?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. It was supposed to be 4, but the last set was twins.
That might be a cool story too.
Yeah,
He might have some good stories.
he probably does.
Yeah. You don't know, talk about him.
Yeah,
But he might like bourbon.
definitely likes bourbon.
Okay.
Yeah,
He likes bourbon. Billy, Greg,
yep.
me, you,
Ryan,
Ryan. Jack was around. Yeah,
Yep.
Jack's been there he's been with me a lot.
yeah.
And I think that's why I keep trying to reach out and I don't do a good job at it. I'm a horrible friend at reaching out.
He actually put something on Facebook a month or so ago, and I called him that day.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, "Hey, man, I just wanted to see what's going on. What's
Yeah.
up? Say hello."
Yeah.
Because whatever he put out, it was like a I was like, it made me want to say hey, buddy, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Right. I know we don't really talk that often, and I know for the most part I was Bobby's buddy.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
I'm here if
Yeah.
you need it.
There's other human beings in the world that worry about other human beings.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that that shirt and sweatshirt that became popular. On the front it says "You Matter," and on the back it says "Person behind me, the world is better with you in it."
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You should be a happy person. You should be. And that's one thing I think I've changed from older me to newer me is I wish ill upon nobody. You know what I mean? When I used to be a lot angrier
Yeah.
and hopping out of Dodges at Walmart or Wawa. You know?
7-Eleven, but yes. It's a story for another day. Well, so it's I got a message to do a review for a dealership after having a vehicle serviced, right?
No.
And I've been having problems with the manager of the service center over there.
Yeah. The other managers are probably good, though.
The other managers are probably okay. I don't know many of them. But, at the end of the day, I've reviewed everything at a 10,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I did that because the whole time I was thinking about, my service advisor doesn't deserve a bad score because the
Yeah.
manager sucks.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be this all falls on the manager.
Yeah.
It's going to be this all falls on the service advisor,
Yeah.
right? So everything was a 10, and then it's in the
Yeah.
notes down at the bottom. Because ordered the wrong parts.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll
Be
get over
honest
it.
about it.
Right.
Be quick
So-
about saying it.
I went into the notes at the bottom and I was
Yeah.
first of all, I think your service manager is horrible. They have terrible communication,
Yeah.
and they don't care about their
And
customer.
they're in customer service.
Yep. But the service advisor was good. They made sure
Yeah.
to keep in touch with me. I'm pissed because they couldn't answer my questions. The manager could, and the manager refused to return my calls.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be the person who gets punished if you put a bad review on that.
I've been in the similar field
Mm-hmm.
of customer service for 8 years now, right?
Right.
And I don't think I've had a bad review
Right.
once. You know how you keep from getting a bad review?
Communication.
You pick up the phone and let them yell at you.
Yep.
And then once it's done, you figure out what their real problem is.
Yep.
And they're not yelling at you because they're mad at you. They're not mad personally.
Yeah,
You know?
most of the time, it's just a frustration.
A situation like that, I would probably turn around and say, "Hey, we ordered the wrong part.
Yep.
Hey, it's one number off or whatever the real reason is. Hey, we ordered the wrong part. I want to take care of you though. I'm going to get this taken care of. We're going to get it fixed. We're good to go. Here's what I need from you though. I need you to pick another day that's good for you to come in, and we'll take care of that. You know what I mean?
Yep. Absolutely.
It's probably what should have happened. You know what I mean?
It is 100%. Had I gotten that phone call,
Yeah, it would have been a different story completely.
I would be like, "Hey, manager did their job."
And I can tell you right now, that phone call sucks to make.
Yeah, it does.
It sucks to call someone and say, "Hey, I'm supposed to be a professional,
Yep.
but we messed something up in the paperwork somewhere. Something messed up.
Yep.
We clicked the wrong button in parts. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and like on a smaller level, right? Like I'm not pumping out cars at whatever level they're pumping them out at.
They got to be selling 130 cars a month.
But I meant the service center.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah.
But so on a smaller scale. But like the same thing happens in my industry, and I'm literally the service manager.
Yeah.
Right? So like I'm biased towards how a service manager should act.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm literally a service manager.
Yeah.
So like if you're not doing what I'm doing, which I think is the bare minimum, I personally believe I do the bare minimum.
But it's returning a phone call.
But it's returning a phone call. It's taking the heat. It's putting myself in front of the customer instead of putting the technician who screwed something up in front of the customer. Like my job is to take the heat, turn it down, find the solution.
So here's the thing, right? And you may not even realize you're doing it. One of the biggest things that was pointed out to me was if you're in customer service, the best thing you can have is empathy.
Right.
The second best thing you can have is imagination to put yourself in their shoes.
Right.
If I came in hot and heavy, I've been ignored for a week, I've been upset for a week or whatever it was, and I come in and someone looks at me and goes, "How would I feel about that?" Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they're like, "Look, I'm sorry you're dealing with this. You don't have to take blame. It's not my fault. You didn't come to me first.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're dealing with this or whatever it is, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it.
Yep.
I can't guarantee it's gonna be fixed in a day or a week or a month. We're gonna figure out what the problem is, and we're gonna get it fixed. If we can't get it fixed, we'll know why not, and this is where we'll start the next page.
The next chapter in that book.
I've had customers for 2 years. Mm-hmm. I got a customer now that I've been dealing with for probably 5 years, and you understand where I started and where I'm at. I shouldn't be dealing with my customers anymore. You know what I mean? I'm teaching people how to deal with customers. I'm not the one doing it, you know? So whenever it's someone that I've been dealing with for that long, they don't come get a new guy.
Right.
They don't let me hand them off. You know what I mean? And it's really not even mine. It's the company's customer. You know, I'm just helping them out. So when they come in and they have a problem with something or they want something, they call my cell phone.
Right.
And say, "Hey, I need this." You know what I mean? And I get it all the time. I get people walking in and going, "Hey, you, I need to talk to him. Not you. I need to talk to him." You know what I mean? And it's a whole different world. But it's easier. It's easier to break bad news to someone you know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Well, and like the side effect to that is too, especially in the industry you're in, is like those relationships that you have, they continue to pay for themselves.
Oh, 100%.
Like
if you have someone good, if you had a bunch of people that had returning and growing, because one contact makes 10, makes
absolutely.
20, and then I got lifetime people.
Yeah. But then you always have to look at the root cause, and you have to go back to that root cause and make sure you keep that root cause.
It's you put a just like this. You put a process in place, right? Mm-hmm. And a process is the easiest thing to follow.
Yep.
If we go, we're doing this, then we're doing this, then we're doing this, then, and that's it. You know what I mean? Then we're good to go. We could do this. We won't have to even worry about this. This is going to be almost autonomous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do? We come in, we click this, we do this, and then that's it. It's autonomous.
Yep.
If my process is to go figure out the problem, where's the problem at? I know how to fix it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If I don't know how to fix it, I know who I got to ask to figure out how to fix it.
Right.
You know what I mean? In a field that you've been in 9 years, you can get through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I start the process over again, and it's almost ridiculous that I know the same steps I take every time, and it's worked this long. So I'm not going to change it.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So
I do know one day when I go to work somewhere else, I'm taking people with me. People are going to come see me there.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And before you do that, you really need to talk to me because I have to know what it is you're selling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's certain things that I just won't get behind the wheel of.
Yeah.
You know, I won't drive that way.
Yeah. And that's a wrap for today on the Old Fashioned Friendship. We hope you enjoyed the drinks and the trip down memory lane as much as we did.
I know it's always a good day for us. We can crack open a bottle and share some of our stories from a more simple time. Hopefully, you got a good laugh and a thirst for bourbon.
If you like what you heard, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review or hit us up on social media. The links are in the description below.
And if you have any stories of your own, we'd love to hear them. Send us a message. Maybe your story will remind us of one we forgot.
Until next time, pour yourself a drink and keep the stories flowing.
And cheers to 20 years of friendship and many more to come.
Cheers.